I don't know what Rumble is doing. Rumble is taking its time, doing God knows what. Okay, Rumble's doing its pre-thing, which I wish it didn't do. I wish it would do that before, but you know. All right, so we are semi-live. Woo! Welcome to Monday. What a Monday! Holy heck! Sorry, I'm just gonna. Yay! Do a quick check. That is my placeholder over on Rumble. I wish you could hurry along. It doesn't like it if you hurry it along, but I like to. There we go. Okay. How are we doing, everyone? What a day. Just gotta check. Says YouTube is actually going. Okay. Because YouTube likes to do stupid crap. Really, really does. All right. We are going to start off just a little howdy doody. Oh, what a day. Monday. Boy, I don't know if the Democrats got their exact numbers during the hands-off marches against Trump and Doge. I really don't think they got the numbers they were hoping for. And we'll talk a little bit about who was involved in those protests. There are a lot of people not happy about and these are Democrats, not too happy about the makeup of these protests. Kind of says a lot. Says it may be a self-correcting problem coming up. All right. Sorry, I'm just flipping. Yes, Rumble's looking good. Rumble. Dude, looking good. I'm liking it. Don't know what my YouTube is doing. YouTube has paused for me, hoping it's playing for everybody else. I don't know what it's doing. There we go. Don't know why the screen is not. Okay, that's weird. Jay Watterson, what is up, man? What is this for? All right, but yeah, but today the biggest thing they're hammering Trump on is honestly, it's the tariff war. But I don't know. I mean, I am not a financial expert. I am not a millionaire. But what I find it funny is what we have right now is the Democrats are stuck once again supporting something that they traditionally said they never did. They've been for the poor, the weak, the working class. They've never trusted big government. Now they support them. Buy electric cars, hate electric cars. Russia take over Europe. Russia can't even beat Ukraine. You know, all this crap. The Democrats are in a free fall on what they are supporting now just because they hate Trump. And they can steer their smooth-brained sheeple. And I'm not going to stop saying that because they are. These are smooth-brained moron sheep. Anytime a person can sit there and spout about the climate being the number one thing, existential crisis, Earth is going to end within the next few years if we don't fix this. Buy an electric car or else. If you don't buy an electric car, we hate you. Now you bought an electric car, we hate you. These smooth-brained idiots are steered easily. And these protests prove it. Except it also proves they are losing support among the younger folk. The younger folk are looking out there, they're going, hey, holy crap, I might want to buy a house someday. Yeah, honestly. Might want to buy a house. I might want to have retirement. I might want to have kids. And they're looking at how everything's been screwed against them, and they're going, pfft. And then they look what the Democrats just pushed and espoused for 4 years, and what they were pushing and espousing with Kamala. And they're going, screw you. So a lot of people were asking, hey, where are all the Gen Z people, these protests? One, they're at work. They were at work. They were out there trying to better themselves, trying to get to a point where they can own stuff and get a family going. Where were a lot of younger people? Oh, yeah. They were out. They've walked away. But all the Democrats had left is their steering dummies. Their crash test dummies, I guess you want to call them. So, yeah. But the tariffs are the big deal. And I'm not going to bury it. We're going to hop right in here and go to tariff time. Dun, dun, dun. Let me get me smaller. Ooh, that was too small. Look at that. Woo-wee. Make me a little larger than that. Whee! See if I cover the words here. Woohoo! Over Breitbart to start off. Well, I'm not sure that's where I wanted to start. But it's just funny because they've been hammering all day. And I watched a Piers Morgan panel earlier, and these idiots. And they had some economist who's talking about, we have to look at the history of how you'll do things. And I really think, yes, we need big change. But then all this asshole offers is, well, we can't do anything. He says we need big change, but then he can't offer anything big. He's going, well, look at history, how we do this properly. I'm saying it in British accent because he had one. He really talked like this. He talked like RFK with a British accent. This asshole says we need big change, but then he just says, go look at history. And he's like, well, Trump is doing unprecedented. That's what we need. We need unprecedented shit. Looking at history is how we got here. That is how we got where the fuck we are. Is by people continually doing the same shit over and over again. It's like the voters in my state of Illinois bitching and whining. Why the state's going downhill. Why people are leaving. Why nobody wants to buy crap on our side of the river or around the borders of this state. Because the moron sheep voters keep voting for the same shit. That's what's gone on in our government for a long time. Our government, they're a bunch of pussies. They don't want to stand up and do anything different. There's the people that are screaming, Trump is doing too much. He's being too bold. No. People in Congress are wieners. They never want to take a stand. Look back at Congress in your lifetime, whether it be 20 years, 50 years, 70 years. I don't know how old you are. Look back. What has Congress ever done that is big and bold and taking a big stand and going, that's it? They haven't. Congress never takes a stand. Because all they give a shit about, 90% of them, is being reelected. That's all they care about. They just want to get in there, stay there. Play the stock market, make millions while they make the laws that get them those millions. All they do is get in there and start all the way automatically lobbying and campaigning for their next term. They never want to take a stand. Democrats are better at it than Republicans, but Republicans especially are big wieners. Do nothings. But none of our government has wanted to take a stand. But right here, boy, they are just crapping on Trump for this. But look right here. Look what we got. Oh, no. Art of the deal. EU offers Trump 0 for 0 tariffs on industrial goods with the United States. That is the majority of our trade with the EU. That would be epic. And I hope Trump says yes to this. I really do. Hey, Connie, how you doing, hon? But yeah, I hope Trump says yes to this. I don't think we're going to get everything we want. I don't think we should try for everything we want. If Trump can move the needle, even halfway, I think it's an epic win for him. I think a Mount Rushmore type win. Get his head up there if he gets that. And the thing is, these aren't even reciprocal tariffs. The left media keeps going, reciprocal tariffs, oh my God, he's hitting them so bad. He's still not hitting most of these countries at what they're hitting us. If they're tariffing us 50%, he's only doing them 25%. And they are throwing a fit. Once again, all of this bullshit is these countries freaking out because the United States is finally demanding fair trade or close to fair trade. Keep that in mind. Why is it great for all the countries of the world to have tariffs against us? Bigger tariffs. If most of our tariffs are about 2.5% to 5% against most of these countries. Their tariffs on an average are 10 to 50% on us, depending on what good it is. Some of them, like Canada has, are upwards of 200 to 300% on us. Why is it okay for every country, and I'm not going to let up until this tariff bullshit is over, why is it okay for every damned country to have these tariffs? You never see the left media or the jackass Piers Morgan had on the economist and that Democrat nutcase he has on a lot. But why is it okay for them to have tariffs? You do not hear them mention this. They just go, well, Trump's just done too much. He's done too much. Holy crap. He's decimated us. Bullshit. This is all because they don't want fair trade with us. They want to keep screwing you, me, and everybody. I've said this before, but I'm not going to let up saying it at least once during a stream till this bullshit is over. There are smooth-brained lefties out there. There are centrists. There are people that only follow presidential politics, vote, and then they opt out again for 4 years. These are people that need to know. A lot of them don't realize how much we are being screwed in these trade, on tariffs forever. And how much our government has avoided doing jack shit about it. Why? Because a lot of them are making money off your jobs, my jobs, our tax money going overseas. They make money. Once again, I don't think they should be able to buy, sell, trade stock at all in office. And none of their family. But that's just me. But I love this right here. Art of the deal. EU offers Trump 0 for 0 tariffs on industrial goods. Love it. They are saying that, we're going to hit you with big tariffs. We're going to hit you. You need us a lot more than we need you. Let's start there. In fact, the whole world needs us, needs our markets, our buying power. It does. But yeah, I'll dig in a little bit here. While the EU chief continued to condemn the reciprocal tariff, it's not reciprocal. Breitbart, you're a right-leaning source, but why are you saying reciprocal? It's not a true reciprocal tariff. They are hitting us more. On average, they've been hitting us a lot more. Fair trade, Breitbart. They're mad about fair trade. Come on. When Andrew Breitbart was alive, you guys wouldn't have had that crappy little sentence in there. The reciprocal trade tariff measures enacted by U.S. President Donald Trump to rectify the long-standing transatlantic trade imbalance. It's everywhere trade imbalance. We lose billions to these countries. Each country we lose billions to. It's nuts. It adds up. We stand ready to negotiate with the U.S., EU president said. We have offered 0 for 0 tariffs for industrial goods, as we have successfully done with many other trading partners. Oh, yeah? Why the fuck didn't you do that in the first place? So you've been offering that to other trade partners. Think about it. Did you see that? They've given that to other trade partners. They're doing 0 to 0 with other trade partners. Why didn't they do that with us at first? Because they're used to screwing us. They are used to looking at the United States going, yep, you're going to supply us with all of our health care. You're going to keep us safe. You're going to do most of NATO, most of UN, and we're going to screw you on trade. We're going to take you to the tune of a couple $100 billion or more a year so we can give our citizens all this crap that we make fun of you for not having. They were giving 0 to 0 to other trade partners, not us. Yeah, they got angry when Trump asked for the same thing. Now, there's a bit of a story here. The tariffs are not the only story. When vehicles or something is sent over to other countries, the EU, China, whatever, not only is there a tariff, but you have to have license fee, docking fee, this registration fee, an inspection fee. They add so many more fees on. In some places, the 30-40% tariff is actually about the same size as all the other shit they add on. So you end up with a 20%, let's say a place has 20% tariff. By the time they add on all the other bullshit and fees and inspections and this and that and crap that we don't do to them, it comes out to be like a 30 to 40% tariff. So yeah, it's a load of shit. I like the 0 to 0 tariff that she's offering, but I really hope Trump is also going to say, hey, also all that other bullshit you've added on has to be part of it. Because they can say 0 to 0 tariff, but then our car goes over there, let's say. I'm just using cars. Our car goes over there, and by the time they're done with it, a $10,000 car, that would be, if we both trade $10,000 cars, by the time they get theirs done here, it's maybe 13 grand. Maybe, somewhere around there. Over there, that $10,000 car ends up right around, even without the tariff. Let's remove the tariff, just all the bullshit they add on. It's still going to be a $20,000 car or a $15,000 to $18,000 car, let's say. They've got to get rid of all the extraneous bullshit, too. They can't just say, 0 to 0 tariff, we met you. No, the bullshit's got to go. So hopefully that happens. So yeah. However, their politician not, she only is going after the industrial. And honestly, I'm going to say yes to this. Let's do this and start there. That's a big, huge start. I will, however, watch them if they don't remove the other bullshit fees and crap and BS that is a tariff without calling it a tariff. That's got to go with it. And as for other crap like food and everything else, watch them. Make sure they don't suddenly jack those up. Well, with industrial stuff, but hey, any food coming over, that 5% tariff's going to a 20%. Watch that shit. But I do hope Trump, if he gets good deals, takes them. Takes them and runs happy. But this is a big deal. All the news, in fact, I heard the guy on Piers outright lie today. He's like, oh my God, the EU is automatically saying they're going to go after Trump and get more tariffs. They're going to tariff war him. Only if he doesn't come negotiate. They said they want to negotiate first. Yeah. Consent, the reciprocal tariffs, yada, yada, yada. And they express willingness to negotiate. They want to meet to negotiate. If Trump doesn't meet to negotiate, yeah, they're going to hit us back with bigger tariffs and it's going to be rolling on. Okay. Now, it goes on. Because, sorry, I thought I had this scroll. I do a lot of reading, guys. I'm sorry. Every country. White House claims more than 50 countries have expressed interest in negotiating. They have. It's been reported across left media, right media, center media, horrible media, good media. They want to negotiate. Some have already said, hey, we'll meet you. 0-0, all of it. That's good. Now, here's one. Okay. I'm going to say something here. I know there's Israel haters, Israel supporters. I'm going to look at Israel and go, if you are out tariffing us, Israel, compared to what we tariff your shit, fuck you. And then I would say, if we are supporting you, giving you military aid, money aid, helping you in your battles, being your ally, and you are tariffing us right now, higher than we're tariffing you, fuck you. We should remove all of our support from Israel. That is BS if that's going on. That is stupid. I hope not. But yeah. But I think that's crap. But look at all these countries wanting to meet. Israel, Japan, the UK. Yeah, the least severe. Trump hit them with a 10%, which is nowhere near what they hit us. So yeah. UK leaders say they hope to secure a carve-out in coming weeks. No, not a fucking carve-out. It should be very close to equal. These tariffs are against the United States because we did it for World War II, to help these other countries rebuild. We were willing to put on the backs of the American worker after we bailed their ass out in that war. We did. Without America, a lot of this world would be speaking German right now. We were still willing to put on the back of the American worker trade deficits to help Europe and other countries rebuild after WW2. That's been long gone. And they've been slurping at that bowl like crazy ever since. So, too bad. It's definitely time. Fuck a carve-out, UK. Sorry. You are a socialist nation now. You are barely the country that, I recognized anymore as a kid. You are horrendous over there. Arresting people for jokes and memes and all the cameras everywhere. Limiting your speech. Letting the immigrants do whatever they want to actual citizens. Only arresting the citizens. But I don't want to carve out. I want either, with the UK, it better be damn close to equal or equal. I don't mind helping our UK buddies to maybe a 2 point over us. If we do 0, they can do a 2%. But no more of this bullshit where ours is 2.5 and yours is 15 or 10. No more. The American worker is tired of this bullshit. So Vietnam, they really came in. He hit them with 90%. Yeah! So, woof! Because they hit us pretty hard. But they're willing to talk. Cambodia, Thailand. Look at all these. Just goes on and on and on. Canada. Canada wants to talk while they're on the news threatening, we'll just damage the United States. Your terms are acceptable. Let's go. Bring it. Bring it. You're a postage stamp. There are the population of a couple of our large states it's bigger than Canada's population. So bring it. You don't produce anything we need. You are a strange country. There is almost no country in the world you can find throughout history that has the low GDP of Canada, the low population. They pretty much produces nothing. Sorry, Canada, you don't produce nothing the world really needs. That is sitting along the border of a most powerful nation at that time that wasn't just taken by that nation. Our graces, we are such a good nation. We haven't looked at you going, get out. Or you are now a territory of America. We let you rip us off instead of taking you over or doing something. You aren't going to do anything back. There's already 33,000+ layoffs going on in Canada with tons more coming. The world cannot beat us at this. All these doomsayer Democrats. Oh my God, we can't stop the world. We just have to let it happen. That's what the Democrats' whole plan is. Just get some KY and let it happen. We'll just keep doing the status quo. How dare. Get off my screen. How dare. How dare America do anything about it? We just have to let it happen until what? Until we are so in debt, so broke, that check comes due. How long? Because if we let this go, we will have this as bad as this is going to feel for 6 months, year and a half. It's going to be much worse in 5, 10 years, 15 years when we totally collapse, when we totally cannot sustain this. And one of the big things is I hear every Democrat or stupid, idiotic, mainstream economist going, oh my God. Oh my God, we're going to have a worldwide recession. There's already talks of recession in other countries and even a depression in the other countries. It's going to be much worse in those countries than it is in America. I don't give a fuck. Do any of you give a fuck? I don't. Seriously, do any of you give a fuck if UK, Thailand, or somebody else has a depression? Because we won't let them screw us anymore. Their whole thing is, well, we have to let the world keep screwing us to the tune of billions per country, or else their economy will collapse. I don't give a fuck. We're doing this for our economy. Their leaders' whole job is to take care of their economy. Our leaders' job is to take care of us. I'm very tired of America being told that we have to support the world. Oh my God. The world depends on us. Fuck you. The American worker's back is getting broken by carrying the rest of the world. And our government officials doing this, F you. Just F you. Yes, Jim Patterson, 90+% of all Canadians live within 100 miles of our border. And as I always say, they are huddling up against our border for the warmth of our economy and our good graces. Half of them come across, vacation, buy stuff, products, and do a lot in the United States. A lot more than us go there. So yeah, whatever. You go for it. You will win that. You will lose that. How's it going, Mr. Jim? Nice to see you, buddy. But yeah, these countries can't withstand us. And I am tired. Yes, Bunny, truth, 100%. We do not need the world. They need us. Yes, it will hurt our economy, maybe. Stocks are down. I am not some rich person. I live in a what they call a 940 square foot house, but our basement's finished, so that helps. Lots. I don't have a big piece of land. My truck is a 2007. Even my wife's vehicle, our newest vehicle, dang pop-ups. Even our newest vehicle is a 2017. You know, but we actually have some money in the markets. We have a couple of financial people. Yeah, it sounds cool, doesn't it? But it's very tiny what we have with them. We've also done some investing ourselves. And yes, all of them are down. But you know what? I don't care. Because one, if you're buying in the stock market for quick gains, you're an idiot. I feel bad for people that really have to have that money now and they're seeing pain. I get it. But we cannot put, and I'm not a young whippersnapper anymore, but we can't put our elderly over the whole future of the country, the current elderly. We are going to have to, unfortunately, it's going to be some pain, but I think that within a year or so, we are going to be seeing happy times from this. Probably, maybe even less, hopefully. Am I sure? No. Have I seen my stuff go down? Yep. It's like, okay, that kind of sucks. But I understand the markets. The markets will rebound. If you got any extra money right now, now is the time to look around. If there's anything you've been wanting to think about buying, or even thought about getting in the markets, look around, find something that's dropped. Now's the time. So yeah, it is a thing. But I'm not going to automatically crap all the people. Oh my God, the people are hurting. Republicans in Congress. Oh my God, there's some pain. They're just worried about re-election. They ain't worried about doing anything right for you and me. They give a shit less, most of them. And that is going, see, where is that? Sorry, I'm trying to find this right here. This jackass. And I normally love Rand Paul. I really do. But Rand Paul needs to kiss my butt right now. Okay, I do have that over far enough. All right. Let me know if you want this full screen, if you're okay with this size. But we are having a problem here. I like Rand Paul. Rand Paul's wrong. Rand Paul wants to make it so Donald Trump or any president has to get the okay of Congress to do their job. To do their job. Trump has these powers as part of the executive branch. Rand Paul knows this, and he's looking to stick his fingers outside of the separation of powers here. Oh, any president should have to have the Congress's agreement to do all this. You will never get Congress to agree to do this, to stand up and fix this trade imbalance, or they would have done it by now. There have been times Democrats had a huge control of Congress. Times in my lifetime, Republicans have had a huge control. None of them have stood up and done nothing. They've enhanced this. This is bullshit. They will never do anything. And Rand Paul, for this one time, is a jackass. Because, if a president has to get okay of Congress, nothing will get done. Like or hate Trump, he's dragging these ass hairs along to do something. If they don't, he uses the powers of the executive branch, legal powers he has, to do it. They would never do it. Take a quick listen to Rand here. My headphones connecting? No. Sorry. Sometimes don't connect. I have to mess with it. There we go. It won't trigger it back on.
I'm a Republican. I am a supporter of Donald Trump. But this is a bipartisan problem. I don't care if the president is a Republican or a Democrat. I don't want to live under emergency rule. I don't want to live where my representatives cannot speak for me and have a check and balance on power. One person can make a mistake. And guess what? Tariffs are a terrible mistake. They don't work.
Really?
They will lead to higher prices.
Okay. One, Rand Paul's a jackass. Well, I don't care what president is. I don't want to do this. But then he actually says tariffs don't work. Really? Then why did Biden keep the Trump tariffs? Yeah. And also, why is it every other country have them at rates much higher than ours, mostly? Why is it they have them if they don't work? That's like jackass Democrats saying walls and fences don't work to keep people out, while they have walls and fences around their houses and neighborhoods. Pure stupidity. Rand, I like him. I think he's one of the best in Congress, but he's freaking wrong here. You insert your own colorful metaphor. He is wrong. 100% wrong, and it's stupid. Tariffs don't work. Really? Tell that to every goddamn country that has them and supports their austerity programs, their free health care, our people only work 20, 30 hours a week, the retirement that's up to 10 years earlier than us here, the 2 months off a year, money they get for doing this and that and this and that. Yeah, so Rand, it works. Why does it, their roads are better than ours? Because we're paying them. There's a trade deficit of $100+ billion a year for almost every country, each country. But no, Rand, they don't work. So every country is doing big tariffs against us because it doesn't work. Jackass. Sorry, Rand, you're wrong. And one time I'm going to call you a jackass. I'll check the chat here in a minute, guys, and let me get through this.
They are a tax, and they have historically been bad for our economy. But even if this were something that was magic and it was going to be a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, I wouldn't want to live under emergency rule. I would want to live in a constitutional republic where there are checks and balances.
There are checks and balances. You jackasses have had my lifetime to make laws to fix this. Yet every time we turn around, the American public turns around, you assholes are giving away more of our jobs, letting more of our business go overseas. You've had decades to fix the trade imbalance. Yeah, so Rand, sorry, respectfully, get fucked. Seriously. The Congress wouldn't do it. You've refused. You guys haven't even come close to it. You're an asshole this time, Rand. You will never get Congress to get together and fix this. We are at the point where a president with a pair of balls had to stand up and do it. If this was a Democrat president stood up and did this, I'd be cheering just as loud. Go. We need this. We have to have the pain of tearing down your kitchen and remodel it. Oh, crap, that's a mess. We have to go through that mess till we go, whoa, that is gorgeous. Congress is a bunch of pussies who will not do that. They will never come together to do what's right for you and me. They have too much money involved, and they're too worried about the optics so they get reelected every couple of years. Trump doesn't give a shit. They took shots at him. That's ended his give a shit. Even if you say, well, he can't get reelected, so he doesn't care. Yeah, that's true. But he took shots. He doesn't give a rat's ass. That's what we need. We need a don't give a rat's ass. We need a businessman who's going, this is bullshit. Yes, I'm worked up and Rand is wrong, and it made me so angry watching him bitch about this. This is almost borderline evil. Man, I respected her. I liked his dad, so let me tell you. All right, sorry, guys. Broke my foot, oh my God. Stepped on by a horse? What the hell? Sorry, Jim. Holy hell. Been a while since I broke any bones. I don't want to. I broke a lot. When Iowa City takes my x-rays, they love seeing the whole maps of rivers and tributaries and creeks on me where I've cracked and bones and stuff. Well, Jim, damn, I hope you're okay, bud. Oh, no. Right, when I broke my ankle, went through 2 pairs of them boots. Yeah. Whew. I'm done breaking bones. I walk with my right foot is off kilter a little when I walk. It's not straight ahead because I hit a steel post sledding when I was a kid. Somebody sitting behind me in a plastic sled. I was sitting cross-legged, steel post. That was fun crawling home half a mile in the snow to get to home to get that fixed. Yeah. I feel for you, Jim. Take a couple more of them gummies. But what do you guys think? Do you think Rand Paul is right? Sorry, I'm checking over there. Still working? Yes. Okay. All right. But yeah, do you think Rand Paul is right? I do not. I think he's wrong, damn wrong, and holy crap wrong. I just want to know what he's thinking. There's no way that it doesn't work if every country is doing it and we have a trade deficit because of that. Well, that's one of the reasons we have a trade deficit. Our jobs going over there is another. That's also what the tariffs are about. Get back in America and you'll avoid tariffs. But we have a trade deficit when we are hitting somebody 2.5% to 5%, and they're hitting us 10 to 30%. It works, Rand. They are raking in money off of us. I like Rand Paul, Bunny. I really do. I think Rand Paul is normally one of the best guys we have in Congress. But there are times him and Thomas Massie go off the deep end. I think Marjorie Taylor Greene is one of the better people in Congress. But she can go off the deep end too. And I'm not a cult member. When they act up and do stupid crap, and I don't know what that's doing. Wow. Sorry, my laptop does not like when I flip over to check Rumble. It locks up and goes crazy. But I support these people most of the time. But we prove we're not in a cult when we call out bullshit like this, and this is bullshit. Rand Paul is being a pussy here. He's being a weenie, and I hope the people of Kentucky are paying attention. And I'm not saying vote him out. I'm saying maybe call him and have a chat. Maybe ask him a question. Rand, why is it every other country has these and they rake in billions off of it? Once again, he's another person where I got a bad feeling he's going to bitch and whine about this, but he will have no way to fix it. He'll have no ideas on how to fix it. Well, we just chit-chat with him and ask him pretty please. No. And this brings me to... Sorry, I buried part of my story here a little. Maybe he's slipping like Brandon was. I don't know if he's slipping. Rand Paul is pretty much a libertarian. Libertarians, I can agree with them on some stuff, but libertarians can go ODFS too. They can go to the point where I actually don't call them libertarians, I call them anarchists. I used to call myself a centrist libertarian with a slight conservative leaning. Yes, there's a lot to unpack there. But now I don't even like to associate myself with libertarians because it is the same people that think, yeah, kids should be able to do heroin. Don't care. Yeah, you should be able to show little boys in grade schools how to pleasure each other. They don't want any laws or any rules, any regulation. Nothing. That's not libertarianism, that's anarchy. No society can survive on anarchy. And pure libertarianism that they push now, no society can survive on that either. So yeah. Kentucky is a red state with a blue governor. Yes, I know. Yes, I know. It's weird, isn't it? But hey, I honestly don't mind that. You know why? I don't like any state that is too far one way or another. Because that state, hey, Spider-Man, with great power comes great responsibility. Yes. But also, absolute power corrupts absolutely. Look at Illinois. Democrats have had it all for decades. And this state is a clusterfuck. And it's not getting better. It's continually getting worse. The mayor of Chicago has a 6% approval rating. Yet the morons voted him in. They didn't even take a turn from Lori Lightfoot. They actually said, we're going to go farther left. I don't like any state like that. I like states. I will give Kentucky credit for blue and red. At least there's argument, checks and balances. I don't want either party to have too much power. Right now, I will definitely give the little more reins to the right at the moment. But that could change. But now here is the cream of the crop here. Ready for this? Some of you know where I'm going because you read the title here. Da-ding! Oh no! Oh no! Pelosi! Say it isn't so, sweetie. God dang, she looked young there. Didn't she? Look at this crap. We'll play this one. All right, I'll pop you up here. God knows if she's on me. All right, hang on here. Watch this.
How far does China have to go? How much more repression? How big a trade deficit and loss of jobs for the American worker? And how much more dangerous proliferation has to exist before members of this House of Representatives will say, I will not endorse the status quo?
1996. 1996, Democrats wanted a wall. Democrats were all for ending this bullshit trade stuff. As soon as Trump comes in and says it, nope. Tell me again, Democrats, how you believe anything. How you have any true beliefs. You now support everything you said you didn't forever. You are now on the side of the stock market and billionaires. Well, you're also trying to espouse, we got to end the oligarchy, but we're going to support billionaires in Wall Street. Make up your mind. But this is what the Democrats used to be.
As I mentioned, it's about jobs, proliferation, and human rights. And there are those who say we shouldn't link human rights and trade and proliferation and trade. I disagree. But if we just want to take up this issue on the basis of economics alone, indeed, China should not receive most favored nation status for several reasons that I'd like to go into now.
Oh, by the way, most favored nation status gives them a huge break on tariffs of sending products over here and gives them breaks on a lot of fees and anything else, import stuff. So they get huge breaks. She was all for ending even that then.
I'd like to call the attention of our colleagues to this chart on the status quo that the business community is
hey, look
asking.
at that. Average U.S. tariff on Chinese goods, 2%. I believe now it's 2.5%. Average tariff on U.S. goods. Yes, I know it's not a good picture because this is a blown up of the other one, but I like this because you can see this. Average tariff on U.S. goods. Oopsie, 35%. Exports. U.S. exports allowed into China. Percent of U.S. exports, 2%. Percent of Chinese exports to the United States, 33%. That's the other part of the tariff war. That right there is the other part. Not only are they tariffing us high, but they go, well, you can only bring in, okay, let's say each company has 100 cars. Each country has 100 cars they want to send over to the other. We go, yeah, but you go ahead and send 33 of your cars over out of that 100. They go, you can have 2. That's a problem. So when that EU chicky poo is going, hey, we're going to hit you 0 on these industrial crap, make sure it's also how much are you going to allow. If we each have 100 bars of steel we're going to send to the other, then if we allow 50, they allow 50. Got to watch that. That's why I say it's not just pure tariff. It's all the bullshit, all the quotas you have to watch. That is crap right there. Yeah. Chinese jobs supported by U.S. trade. I've looked this up before. Yeah, 10 million? U.S. jobs supported by Chinese trade. 170,000. That was then. It's bigger balance now. This is crazy. That right there. But look, Pelosi was all for getting rid of this.
Each and every one of you, each and every one of us to endorse today. Right now, we have a $34 billion trade deficit with China, the 1995 figure. It will be over $40 billion.
Think about that. 34 billion trade deficit. They make 34 billion more. Why? Because they use slave labor. Yes, that's part of it. Also because of the shit right there. Their tariff is 100+%. Well, more than that. It's like 1,000% or more higher. Not a mathematics genius. I went to public school, so sorry. If I'd have gone to one of the local Catholic or private schools, I probably could do that math in my head in 1/10 of a second. But it's thousands of percent higher, at least 1,000% higher. The tariff alone. And then the amount they allow in. If you even get rid of the slave labor, just fixing these 2 figures right here would be huge. But China needs this. They're another country used to screwing us. They are screwing us back then to the tune of $34 billion a year. Yeah, so bullshit. And Pelosi now, she wants to rip up Trump's speech and say the exact opposite of what she said then. Either she never believed the bullshit she was spouting, just giving lip service to you Democrats out there, or it's all because of hate and because Trump is the enemy of the deep state. The deep state told her, nope, toe the line. You want to keep your millions and millions and millions flowing in, Nancy? There you go.
$1 billion for 1996. Since the Tiananmen Square massacre, this figure has increased 1,000%, from $3.5 billion then to about $34 billion now. In terms of tariffs, I think it's interesting to note that the average U.S. MFN tariff on Chinese goods coming into the United States is 2%, whereas the average Chinese MFN tariff on U.S. goods going into China is 35%. Is that reciprocal? On exports, China only allows certain industries into China, of U.S. Industries into China, and therefore only 2% of U.S. exports are allowed into China. On the other hand, the U.S. allows China to flood our markets with a third of their exports, and that'll probably go over 40%. And it's limitless because we have not placed any restriction. In terms of jobs, this is the biggest and cruelest hoax of all.
Listen to her say that. This Witchosaurus is laying these numbers out. She read these in Congress. Here it is on video. Yet now she is throwing a fit. This T-Watt knows these numbers. She knows they're even worse now. After talking like this then, where I could look at her then and go, yeah, this is bullshit. This makes sense, Nancy. Let's go. Tell me all of you here in the chat would not have supported her going after this. That's, I mean, she sounds like Trump today. This is what assholes out there protesting, the round sock brains, don't even understand how much they're being lied to. Trump is not saying anything different than Democrats were saying only a matter of years before he came on the scene. She was espousing the same shit he's doing now. Yet now, oh, get Trump, Trump bad, let's protest. And this T-Watt is out there, yeah, let's protest, let's get him. How dare he do this? Bitch, here you are.
Not only do we not have market access, not only do they have prohibitive tariffs, not only are our exports not let in very specifically, but China benefits with at least 10 million jobs from U.S.-China trade. The president in his statement requesting this special waiver said that China trade supports 170,000 jobs in the United States. 170,000 jobs, whereas our imports from China support 10 million jobs at least.
And that doesn't include the slave labor, the prisons where they force people to work. Doesn't include that.
Fact is that U.S.-China trade is a job loser. And one of the reasons that it is because well, first let me just make another point, and that is that
look at
our
these numbers
on the other side of this issue will say the trade with China, exports to China have increased 3 times in the last 10 years. They have. But they fail to mention that imports from China have increased 11 times.
And that was back then. No, but seriously, forget everything you know about Pelosi presently. If you saw her espousing this back then, you'd be going, shit, get him, Nancy. This makes sense. This is what Democrats were pushing back then. Trump is a 1990s Democrat. That's all he is. Tulsi is an old school Democrat. RFK is an old school Democrat. Half the people around Trump are old school Democrats. They are now getting lambasted and crapped on for pushing the exact same things Democrats have pushed. We have a centrist Democrat, traditional Democrat administration right now. This is stupid. But seriously, think about this. Imagine this. If Pelosi come out and said this today, this video needs to go everywhere. Little soft brains have got to see this to know that Trump is doing nothing now. That Democrats were pushing like crazy in the 90s.
Thereby leading to this huge trade deficit. The other issue, in addition, if intellectual property is a $2 billion, $3 billion loss, technology transfer is in the hundreds of billions of dollars. If you want to sell to China, your products into China, the Chinese insist that you open a factory there. They misappropriate your technology, open factories of...
They don't misappropriate. They require you to turn over your proprietary plans and designs and everything. That's why China's the biggest knockoff country on the planet. You're required.
Their own, and then say to you, now we want to see your plan for export. That's as simply as I can say it briefly. But the fact is, this isn't about products made in America. The Chinese want American products that are made in China. And the most serious of these transfers of technology are in the airline industry, where Boeing tail sections of the Boeing 737s were mostly made in Wichita, Kansas. Now they are made in Shen province, where workers make $50 a month.
Once again, now, 29 years later, she's espousing the exact opposite. She's pissed at Trump for doing exactly what she is screeching about right there. She is making sense here 29 years ago. 29 years ago, she'd have been right alongside Trump doing this. She might even have looked at Trump and said, you're not doing this hard enough. Go get him. Get in there. Get in there and do it harder. Clip that. Shit. That came out the wrong way. But, she'd be saying, go after him. What are you doing? You're not going after him enough. Trump isn't even going after them as hard as she's saying to. 29 years ago. What happened, Nancy? Too much alcohol? No. Trump hate. The deep state told her what to do. I'm not putting my tinfoil hat on. We already know there's a deep state. We already know they helped screw with elections. We already know who took out JFK. It's crazy. But this is what she was espousing.
And they had the transfer of the technology. And
I don't have to play anymore. Just, if you guys go look this up and share it everywhere. Pelosi 1996 speech on tariffs. You can find it everywhere. Find it and share it. And then if anybody gives you shit about the tariffs, you go, well, Democrats totally support this. What? Did you show them this? And there's other videos from the mid to late 90s where Democrats are screeching about this. Screeching about it. And for their place, some Republicans were screeching about it too. But none of them would get together and fix it. So Rand Paul is a moron. Because back here, the Democrats were totally after this to get this fixed. A lot of Republicans were, but they had the majority that could have done something. They did nothing. So Rand Paul is wrong. 100%. But you tell me, if you just saw her without knowing what she's become, you just saw that back then, you'd be going, damn right, Nancy. Get them. This is where they've gone. The left has lost the plot. And a lot of smooth-brained jackass sheeple out there have zero clue how much they're being lied to. Have no clue. This is what Pelosi and the Democrats pushed is the exact same thing Trump's doing. All they hear is the Democrats out there now screeching and screaming and reeing about Trump. Stupid. Pure stupidity. Now, here's a problem. We'll talk about that near the end. I'm going to move on. Piers Morgan here. I may get hit with an ad, but I heard it was a mob who took him out. No, it was not the mob. It was the CIA. That's one of the things we learned about those CIA, the JFK documents released, is it shows that over 40% of all the government workers working in the State Department were CIA operatives. It was 40% then. Is it 40% or 50% or more now? Holy crap. Now this here, I don't know how much I'll play, but this here irked my butt. So we're going to move on and get into it. Piers Morgan is talking about this, and he gets these people in. We're going to go right to the panel. So let me get it, and I'm going to respond to some of this. I'm not going to go the whole hour, but this guy, right next to the girl in red on the second one in, he is a pure Democrat shill, and I disagree because Piers Morgan here says, yeah, you've been honest about how Biden was. Bullshit. Double bullshit. He backed saying Biden was fine forever until it really got nasty.
I just interviewed Trump a couple of weeks ago on Air Force One, and I know you've interviewed him several times. I think it was the 11th time.
I'm not going to go do all this, guys.
To get them fixed in the first 18 months.
Yes.
Because by the time we get to the summer of next
I want to get to what Zippy says here.
Tanked global market.
I don't care about global markets. I don't give a shit about Vietnam, Australia, UK stock market. I give a shit less. That's their government's job, not our government's job to support the world economy. When they're screwing us. But let me get to Zippy here.
Right? Joe Biden on anything because every.
Let me get an ad probably.
Are at risk of a
Get his ad.
if there are any changes, and if that does happen, they
people.
There we go. He's the one I want to talk about.
It's going to be a bestseller with MAGA. It's
this
called Go
Jerkosaurus.
Broke Before You Go Woke. You don't have to give me any of the money. You're going to need it.
Yeah,
especially
100%,
as
Watterson.
we're waking up today and seeing the stock market go down.
I'll stop here real quick. Yeah, Jay Waters, you're right. 90% of Democrats were for NAFTA. Yeah, that was bad. But look what Nancy was doing there. I'm just saying, you look at what she was saying there and we'd all be going, yeah? Dude, that sounds like what Trump is trying to espouse now. Current administration isn't 90s Democrats, it's MAGA, yeah. I don't know. they are kind of 90s Democrats because they are espousing everything the Democrats did in the 90s. They really are. And a lot of them were Democrats in the 90s. They were. These are disaffected Democrats from the 90s that left. So they've moved. Nancy also 1 or 2 people in Congress. Yeah, we all know that was bullshit. But let me back up just a couple seconds here so I get my hand on the cursor. Because this guy is just such a load of crap. Oops, I skipped too far.
Okay.
There we go.
Wajahat, I could see you nodding away there, agreeing with every single pearl of wisdom
This
that came
guy.
out of Clay's mouth. Am I right?
Yeah, actually, book for you and Clay. It's going to be a bestseller with MAGA. It's called "Go Broke Before You Go Woke." You don't have to give me any of the money. You're going to need it, especially as we're waking up today and seeing the stock market go down. Asian markets are down. S&P is down. Dow Jones is down.
That's funny. Once again, the Democrats are now supporting the stock market and billionaires. They are the ones who traditionally said, who cares about the stock market? Stock market's only for the billionaires. Nobody cares about the stock market. Now this asshole is touting the stock market. This is just stupid. Is there anything Democrats are supporting today that just, a couple years ago they were talking, against, or, anything they were for, now they're against. Anything they were against now, or for, now they're, you know what I mean? I'm bass actors. I'm having a Biden moment. Anything they were against, they're now for. Anything they were for, they're now against. They have gone nuts. This is Trump derangement syndrome. No matter what Trump is for or supports or tries to do, they go the opposite. It doesn't matter. If Trump comes out and says, everybody should get a kitten today, they're great. They're going to come out saying how they hate cats and they should make stew out of them. That's who they are.
Briefly, United States entered a bear market. And then guess what's going up? Prediction for a recession. Goldman Sachs yesterday put it at 45%. The prices of everything is going up. Taxes are going to go up. This is going to be a $6 trillion tax.
Now remember, this is all the shit Democrats said about Trump's first term. They even made fun, including Biden, or Obama, Biden, different, no difference, saying, well, if Trump gets this GDP or the job rate below this, the inflation below this, what's he got, a magic wand? He'll never be able to do it. Then he did it. Did it and even better. So now these same idiots are out there doing the same shit. Trump can never do this. Never gonna happen. Not gonna happen. No way. Really? What happened the first time? I'm only gonna be playing his parts.
Tax hike on Americans over 1 year, folks. Measles are going up. Measles deaths are
How's
going
measles
up.
his
This
problem?
is why you need.
How is measles his problem? That's because Joe Biden let in 30 million. And Piers Morgan, I did get pissed at the gym because now they keep lowering that number. It was 30 million. It was 20 million. Now, Piers Morgan said earlier, they say maybe up to 10 million. Screw you. It was 20 to 30 million that we know of, let alone the ones who went in behind, the ICE's back that they didn't get to even count. We were talking between 20 and 50 million. And all these people in the media keep lowering the damned number. Even though the actual CBP numbers show it's right around 20 to 30 million official. This is stupid.
Competent people. And speaking about China, just today,
exactly,
New York
Jay
Times came out with an
Watterson.
article that said Trump's stupid, no good, reckless, horrible trade war, a unilateral trade war, unilateral tariffs imposed.
What's your
upon our
idea,
allies.
dude?
It's making China great again. Chinese exports. We're losing our allies. Japan and South
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo!
Korea is now talking to China.
I got to pause for that. Celebrate, guys. Jim Patterson, thank you. Ho, ho, ho. There are going to be talking heads exploding tonight. Yahoo! We all knew that. If the Supreme Court ruled by the law, by what Congress has made, by the executive powers he has under our Constitution and Bill of Rights and everything else, that would be the ruling. Trump knew that. These assholes, now we need a ruling. Well, that ruling pretty much tells all these judges to get fucked. Tells all these little district court judges have zero standing, by the way. I always like to say this. I know it's wander. But hey, guess what? Everybody wants to say Trump is he's a dictator. Really? A dictator would have told these little damn lefty district court judges that have zero standing to overrule him on this. He would have just automatically said, get fucked. He would have sent in Kash Patel to arrest him if this was a dictatorship. But no, Trump actually let these people that had zero standing, slow his progress, make rulings, and he listened. That's not a dictator, you lefty idiots. That's a president who's trying to meet you, who's letting you do illegal shit and still going with it. Just like your riots in 2020, you jackasses. He is not a dictator because he's not dictating when he should be. I would have been taking those judges, telling them to get heffed and arrested them for breaking the law, violating separation of powers. But hell yeah, Jim. That means every one of these lefty judges saying, bring back this innocent Maryland guy, immigrant who was deported wrongfully. No, he wasn't. He was here illegally. Trump has that right. He can deport them all. He doesn't need your help. You're okay. He was here illegal. He wasn't an illegal alien. And yeah, all of his stats, everything show. Look at the info on this guy that the lefty media don't point out. He was an MS-13 gang member. Has the gang tats. So he's not some innocent little dude. And honestly, I don't care. Are you here illegally? Shouldn't have come illegally. Time to make it sting and show all the other illegal aliens out there. Don't come here. Don't come here. You might end up in a horrible prison. So yeah, Jim Patterson, thank you, buddy. Take effect on the 9th. Ooh, only 2 days. Oh. Wow. Oh, Jay Waters is talking about the tariffs. Okay. Chinese imports at 104%. Yeah, this guy right here bitches about it. That guy right there who's talking bitches about that. Oh my God, my math says. No, that's how you make it hurt.
The EU is planning on retaliation. Canada's planning on retaliation.
He just lied.
So they're not going to bend.
He just lied. Seeing lie. EU's planning retaliation. No, they're not. I showed you.
Trade war, a unilateral trade war, unilateral tariffs imposed upon our allies. It's making China great again. Chinese exports. We're losing our allies. Japan and South Korea is now talking to China. We just found out today that the EU is planning on retaliation.
No, they're not. You jackass. Busted liar. And everybody on there, I was a little pissed off. They didn't push back hard enough against this. They let him spout that lie without really going after him. They offered 0 for 0 tariffs on industrial goods, jackass. What's his name? Something Jayapal, isn't it? Or no, that's what's her name, but I can't remember his name anymore. But he just lied. This was out before he went on there. Liar, pants on fire. It's a saying, YouTube. What a dick.
Canada's planning on retaliation, so they're not going to bend the knee. Donald Trump has no idea how tariffs work. How do I know? I listened to him. Yeah.
Oh, yeah? Really? Hey, look at this. Look at all these countries not bending the knee. Oh, no. 50 countries. Oh, shit. Not bending the knee. Oh, no. You dick. What a dick. Yeah, they should have put these two here, especially should have pushed back harder on him. Jeez. Clay Travis, I was disappointed in, man. I don't know if he's tired, didn't prepare well. He didn't push back on him near as much as he should. Not near as much.
He has no idea how the trade deficit works. He thinks a trade deficit means that the other country is screwing you, right? So
they are.
That beer chart of tariffs.
They are. Once again, we go back to Pelosi herself. And where is it? Oh, good grief. I'm trying to find that chart. Hey, look. Look, Jackosaurus. They are screwing us. Our tariff, which is 2.5 now, theirs is 30+%. They allow 2% of our stuff in. We allow 33%. That is screwing us. Dude, I can use Democrats' own shit to show he's a liar. This thing I have over here, Fox News, you can go find where they, even lefty sources are talking about the 50 countries that are saying, oh, we would need to negotiate now. Shit. You can use Democrat sources to show this talking head jerkosaurus is a liar. Clay Travis, I think Clay Travis is on the average pretty good, but he does get caught with his brain cells turned off once in a while, or just doesn't. He's got so much going on, he doesn't catch up on everything. He should have been better against him here. I wish I remember this guy's name. I can't remember his name. Little dude talking. The Jerkosaurus. Sorry, I'm trying to see here. I can't remember. Yeah, the Democrats have a 21% approval right here in the country right now for a reason. Exactly.
They came up with some formula, inserted that formula on all our allies. Now there's a trade war. There's panic. Jamie Dimon.
He took everything, the trade numbers, then cut 50%. He's not even hitting them true reciprocal. True reciprocal. So I'm just checking if Rumble's still going. Yes, it is. And that pauses everything here, causes a problem on YouTube. There we go. I don't know what that does. Anybody watching on Rumble, hey, talk in the chat. Weird, Rumble. I'm still having, my video views on Rumble are still much higher than on YouTube. But nobody ever sees the live or comes on chat because, well, I don't know. Weird over there. It's a weird thing. But Rumble doesn't fake views. They do show, they really are really good about breaking down and making sure they're showing you real views. It's weird how good it's doing over there. But yeah, this jerk. I can use the Democrats' own stuff to say he's a liar.
All people came out today. He's panicked. Goldman Sachs is panicked. Bill Ackman, huge Trump supporter, billionaire. He's panicked. MAGA just lost the host of CNBC.
But wait a minute. He's supporting billionaires while Democrats are out screaming, end the oligarchy. It was half their protest this last weekend. End the oligarchy. Get billionaires. You got Bill Burr out there. Get the billionaires. Get them. He used to get the millionaires till he became one. Now he's worth $8 or $9 million or so. Now he's like, shit, get the billionaires. They're out there saying, get the billionaires. Yet then right here he's like, oh shit, the billionaires are worried. They're going to hurt billionaires. Asshole.
Laura was on there. He's panicked, right? Americans are losing their 401ks. Americans cannot afford eggs.
Right now.
In America, folks.
I know I'm going to keep pausing this, but I just had so much going on in my head when I was at the gym on this. You know what? This just proves to me how much 401ks are a ripoff, how they are a grift, a scam. If 401ks were so good, Nancy'd be on one. Everybody in Congress would be on 401ks. Oh no, they still get pensions. Something Americans used to get. Till our government and big business helped shove everybody on this 401k system. It's a grift. It is gambling. So I'm sorry if people are losing 401ks right now. My wife has a 401k. Yeah, it ain't looking pretty. And her company, I have to give them credit. They do a good job matching and helping out. But, you know, this is crap. 401ks are a gamble. It is no better than Vegas odds. You don't know what's going to be going on with your 401k when you finally come to use it or retire. It's a grift. That's why the big corporate guys don't do 401ks. They still get Benny packages, get retirement, pensions. That's why everybody in our government still gets pensions. You don't even hear a postman going, well, my 401k. No. If a 401k was so good, everybody in our government would be on 401k. This just should show everybody in the country how dumb, how big a grift 401ks are. I'm not saying not to do them. I'm just saying it is a gamble. It's a gamble the American worker didn't used to have to deal with. We used to get retirements and pensions. Now it's our government workers and the big CEOs that get these pensions, retirement set. Oh no, we got to play this roller coaster game. It's bullshit, but he's worried about your 401k. Sure weren't worried during the Biden 4 years.
Right now in 2025, for those who are watching, some Americans are being told to pick potatoes instead of eggs in 2025 America because they can't afford eggs.
Well, why wouldn't you subscribe to Rumble?
Folks, it's okay to criticize.
Oh, wait, did you hear him? Sorry.
I have criticized Joe for 401ks.
Listen.
Americans cannot afford eggs.
For 4 years, Democrats gave less than a shit about eggs. I'll give this guy a credit for some big balls. They're dumber and crap balls. Eggs have gone down. In my area alone, in the last couple of weeks, they've gone down over $1.15 or $1.20. The wholesale prices fell again here last week, which usually takes 2 to 3 weeks to come down to you and me. Eggs are down. This guy's a moron. Now he cares about eggs.
In America, folks, right now in 2025, for those who are watching, some Americans are being told to paint potatoes instead of eggs.
I've never heard that.
Because they can't afford eggs. Folks,
that was under Biden. I remember that from over a year ago. Over a year ago, they were saying that.
It is okay to criticize Donald Trump. Right now, the
he did not
is responding to this chaos. This man has no idea what he's doing. And by the way, you can criticize Biden. But
you said that the first time.
Biden, despite his diminished age, diminished capacity, right? In the 4 years that Biden was president, the economy recovered from when Trump was president, right? Inflation.
Don't believe your lying wallet, everybody. That was the whole theme of the Biden 4 years. Don't believe your lying wallet. Don't believe your lying finances. Don't believe the lying grocery store prices. Don't believe the high gas prices. Don't believe Hooters having problems going out of business. Don't believe Big Lots. Don't believe Red Lobster. Don't believe all the businesses out there claiming bankruptcy or going down or pulling back. Don't believe McDonald's showing some of the worst profits in decades. No, don't believe any of that. Just believe that we changed the metric and that shows we did fine.
Inflation was down. These are facts. The American economy
inflation wasn't down.
Has still impacted the world.
That's not true at all.
Clay, I know you live in MAGAverse. I kept quiet while you said lie after lie. Just let me finish. Facts matter. This is for the global audience, not for MAGA.
He is lying, and we all know it. We all know he's lying there. Clear as a hell he's lying. We all know it was up. I would recommend you guys go watch this, though. I'm going to get to another point he did.
I'm an English major. Use your eyes and look at the markets right now and look at consumer confidence, both here and around the world. It is a disaster, folks.
This guy right here is what you want to talk to.
Donald Trump.
This guy is a jackass. He admits that Donald Trump was brought in, and yes, something big needs to happen, something epic. But shit, not this, not this. He's the average financial dickhead out there who will shit, and no matter what Trump does, who will tell us, everything's great. Like Jim Cramer out there throwing a fit. Remember, by the way, Jim Cramer lied to everybody. My opinion. But you go look it up. He lied to everybody. Opinion. It's an opinion show, everybody. Lied. And he told everybody, the economy's fine, the economy's fine. While him and his friends sold off tons of their stuff, insulated themselves days before the 2008 collapse. So don't trust Jim Cramer and people like this jackass. He says Trump had to do something crazy. Something huge needs done. But not this. But I have no other plan on what to do. We'll just talk it out. Yeah, because just us going, please, please, can you stop screwing us? They'll go, oh, okay, since you asked again, well, fine.
Trump is leading the US to a nirvana of trade policy and will be opening new borders. Those who believe it's the worst thing since sliced bread. No one's going to change their view, but the reality is this.
The reality is this.
The idea that you can suddenly launch on the entire global world system a brand new policy of such broad depth and magnitude, and that everybody's going to rush off and say, oh, yes, we'll deal with it. Oh, yes, yes.
Oh, yeah? Oh, yeah? Dickhead? He says it's delusional?
He's just barking mad.
Oh, it's barking bad. Once again, EU, all for zero tariffs on industrial goods. Just watch them, make sure they're not backdoor lying on you there. Hey, look, 50 countries. America has this power. We do have the power at this moment to say, fuck off, deal fairly. Trump knows we have it right now, but he knows we won't have it much longer if he doesn't do something now. It needs to be done. We can't do this much longer. he knows we're going to fall if we don't get this fixed. So once again, this asshole is wrong and lying.
And the fact
Believe me, I was pissed at the gym. I'm trying to do decline sled while I'm listening to this jackass. Jay Watterson, 401k, Social Security, maybe you'll see it, maybe you won't. And they're hoping you won't, yes. And the people don't realize the Democrats are the ones who put the Social Security and all the bennies into the general fund. Yeah, then they're the ones that robbed it. They're the ones who've gone out of their way to make sure they screwed Social Security in the ground all the time. They're projecting and saying the Republicans want to get rid of it. Bullshit. Go look that up. There's history of them just put it in general fund, then spending it, and then changing how it worked. All this crap. But I will say this. I am going to push back on one thing I hear a lot of right-leaning people say. Social Security and Medicare and Medicaid, for most Americans, are not entitlements. And I will shit on anybody on the right who keeps saying it is. Because I bet a lot of you guys in here right now worked for decade upon decade. And what came out of your paycheck? Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid. That money came out of your paycheck week after week, year after year for decades. That is not an entitlement. Something you paid for is not an entitlement. And I will crap on every righty that says that. I even hear Tim Pool talk about that. I've heard Charlie Kirk, some of the people on Rubin and all this stuff. Who want to call that an entitlement? It is not an entitlement. An entitlement is something you don't pay for. Oops, sorry, my charging port was loose. So yeah, that's crap. So anybody on the right needs to fuck off and stop saying that. It's usually not Republicans, usually conservatives way out there. It's an entitlement. No. An entitlement is some welfare mama who's never worked a day in her life or worked barely and then screwing and having kids on my dollar. That's an entitlement. Something I paid for, you paid for, millions of Americans worked for, paid for decades. Not an entitlement. In fact, that makes it even worse that we're getting screwed out of it. The Social Security is going to end and die off soon and be broke because we've paid and they're screwing away our money. So I am tired of that. I am tired of them saying that. Hooters filing bankruptcy, still never been there. I've been to Hooters. I like girls in tight clothing. I will say their wings are actually good. They're overpriced, but they're good. So yeah. Who would thought overpriced wings with a peak of boob was a good business model? Anybody with a testosterone thought that was a good business model. Dudes love chicken wings. They love beer. They love TVs with sports. And there's girls, attractive girls, walking around in tight clothing. Yeah, that's actually a good business model. But a business model with overpriced stuff like that has a problem in bad economy where guys are going, gas costs how much in my truck this week? Shit. I can't even eat eggs for breakfast? Shit. Has a problem. If the economy was doing good, they'd be doing better. Hooters, turned their business model and attempt to, become family friendly, 100%. They screwed themselves. When they stopped catering to the people who came there, the guys going, ooh, let's see, wings, chicks, sports, beer. Yeah. When they started, let's bring the family in. We got coloring books. The girls will sew less cleavage. The shorts will be less tight. Come on in, families. Yeah, they screwed themselves. I think they sold it back to the original owners now, too. So, yeah. Even Bunny's going, sorry, Jim. It's actually a pretty good business model. Us men, we go for stuff like that. But not when the economy's bad. And not when, like Jay Waters is saying, they're watering down the whole, it's like Budweiser. Budweiser crapping on the people who bought their beer. Hooters crapped on the people who came there regularly. Bad idea.
You can then have such wanton destruction of value.
Wanton destruction!
The definition
Ooh,
of
shake them
vandalism.
off.
I've called it economic vandalism. I agree with Donald Trump that there needed to be a post-Second World War rebalancing of trade in the U.S. favor.
And how do you do that? By asking? How do you tell these countries, you're going to go up to these countries and go, please, sir, Can we have a little more of our own money back? Please, sir, could you not screw us over so badly? Please? Pretty please? They look at you and go, get fucked. But he's like, yeah.
The magnanimity of U.S. policy had gone too far. It had to be reversed in favor of the United States. But you do not do it like this.
Then how do you do it? You have to force this. They are not going to give up their hundreds of billions of dollars of deficit, or trillions in some countries of deficit money against us, screwing us without force. Now we're talking military force. You force them. You hit them in the wallet just like they're hitting us in the wallet. This guy is a jackass and a moron. You should not listen to him. It needed to be changed hugely, but we'll just ask. Jeez Louise. Yeah, stupid. We'll just trot up and ask them. You dick. Come on. Tell me out there. Do you think just walking up and asking they would have done it? Please, European Union, would you please lower your tariff to even close to ours? Not our at it, but even close. Cut it in half so you're only screwing us by 2 or 3 times. They're going to go, no. China, would you please stop nailing us at 1,000 times tariff we're nailing you? No. Would you please let more of ourselves in? No. This guy's a dick. It needs monster change, but not by making them do it. Dum. This is the average economist. This is another asshole who said Trump couldn't do what he did in his first term. It's impossible. What's he got, a magic wand, said Obama? He did it. He told all these economists were shitting on him. It's impossible. He can't do it. The times of that are long past for America. America will never have that again. Trump did it. And now this dickhead is out here again trotting along. Can't happen. Do it this way. Screw you. It can and it will. And this shit right here says it will. May not be the greatest next 6 to 8 months of our lives, but this sooner or later is going to do it. I think so, at least with all the stuff he's doing. Bringing in new businesses to the tune of $1 trillion plus, saying that bringing business back here. All those layoffs in Canada in the auto industry is because they're increasing shit here. Indiana's about to see a lot more Chevy trucks built. Yeah. Go Indiana on that one, Jim. Yeah, exactly. That's the whole point, Bonnie. You can't crap, like Jay Waters is saying, you can't crap on your bread and butter, your business. But I'm not going to play much more of this. I would recommend going to Piers Morgan Uncensored and watching. But you see the point. This jerkosaurus on the bottom left, you can refute his crap with just using Democrat sources. The economist on the bottom right. He said Trump couldn't do what he did the first term, yet he did. Now he's telling you he can't do it this way time. He has no ideas except let it happen or just ask nicely. That's his idea. Yeah. Stupid. But that's most of the things I kind of wanted to nail on a little bit tonight. But then we're going to talk a little bit about the these protests this last weekend. Over here, cat turd. Look carefully. Did you notice anything about this Democrat crowd? And there are complaints about this. Well, let's watch this. So look into this here. I'll blow it up here. What do you notice? It's hard to see with the reflection. But look at everybody there. Huh. Most of them are, I'd say, 60 plus. And there are a lot of videos out where some people are crapping on Gen Z going, where are you? Look at them all. There's a few younger, but look at the age of most of these. Look at this. Huh.
I want to talk a little bit with you.
Look at that. What do you see? And if you go to look at a lot of the videos of the protests around the country, the big ones, yes, there was old and some young. Good, a decent mix. But a lot of the smaller protests, it's all older people. So this is a self-fixing problem in a few years. Sorry to be a dick, But that's a self-fixing problem because a lot of these people 10 years may not be with us. Or at least not active enough to be out here yipping around causing problems. So it's a self-fixing problem. And there's video upon video of Gen Z, of Democrats out there bitching. Where's Gen Z? They're out working. Also, they're pissed off at the Democrats for screwing them out of a chance to own a house and have kids. So this is a self-fixing problem. See. I'd go to Hooters if Natalie Winters was going to serve me. Yes. And once again, Jay Watterson, you are proving my point. Your point also. You do not shit on your bread and butter customers. If your business is built on servicing Camaros, and you're doing a great job, man, people are bringing Camaros to you if your upgrades like crazy, then suddenly you go, screw you Camaro guys, Mustang guys. You're going to lose a lot of business. It's going to take a long time to build your business back up if it ever comes back. Because maybe the Mustang guy goes, no, we already got a guy over here. Or you'll never make our Mustang as fast as a Camaro, so. Oh, stepped in it there. I can say whatever I want about politics and watch that Mustang Camaro war crap. But no, this is a self-fixing problem. Most of the people supporting the Democrats right now are older people. It's the middle-aged white women and geriatrics. Sorry, Jim. Jim's like, hi, I'm not geriatric. Hey, trust me, I'm getting closer to that myself, I've noticed. I have one more person in their 30s or 40s calls me sir, or asks me so do you have a senior discount? Oh, you mother pussball. Are you kidding? You dick. You're probably like 2 seasons younger than me. Watch it. Like jerks. Maybe supplementing their retirement income, possibly. But the problem is, a lot of old people are the ones still watching legacy media. I know. I have old people in my family who watch incessantly MSNBC, CNN, ABC, NBC, Today Show, all that crap. They're still watching the old legacy media. In fact, if you look at the ratings numbers by age, a lot of the people still watching that stuff, not watching independent media, not watching dinguses like me, not watching Tim Pool, not watching D-Day Cobra, not watching Salty Cracker, not watching others out here, are the old people. Most older folks are sitting in front of the TV still, have no clue about streaming, and I know you guys, some of you do, but a lot of them have no clue about streaming. I've tried describing that to people in my family, and they do not get it. What do you mean? Like what? Like a channel? Like with a camera and that works? They don't understand software. They understand none of this. I've been on YouTube now for about 10 years between other channels. They still don't get it. I've tried showing them my stuff. And they're like, oh, I don't get it. It's like, oh, Lord. So, yeah. It's a self-fixing problem. Because even Fox News' viewers are getting up there. CNN and MSNBC are way up there. Yeah, I got people on both sides of my family. That's how they get most of their media still. So that's why they're brainwashed out there. A lot of them are only seeing the lefty media people. I've had both Mustang and Camaro. Mustang rode better, Camaro's faster. Camaro they also handle better. When you ride nicer, it's hard to get it to ride nicer and handle better. I've had friends with both. And yes, the Mustangs on average did ride better, but never ever could out-handle or out-accelerate the Camaros if they're equal vehicles. Yes. My Trans Am right now will out-handle and out-accelerate the 2000 Mustang in the same year. And I'm not talking average Mustang, the yipped-up model that equals my WS6 Trans Am. Now, will it ride better in my Trans Am? Yep. But my Trans Am has better road feel, better handling, better acceleration. Yeah. Where GM did fail and Mustang did better, the braking that year wasn't the best. Put cross-drilled slotted rotors on my Trans Am. Boy, that helped a lot. But yeah. This is a self-fixing problem, guys. Democrats are aging themselves out. The younger Gen Z people aren't going to the Democrats. They're the most right-leaning group of people in a long, long time. Holy crap, because they've seen how bad they got screwed. So yeah, oh boy. All right, we're going to move into some a little more happy times, folks. I want to get out of the whole, hell, I'd rather talk politics and religion. Let's not go to the Mustang Camaro wars. Holy shit. That's way past my pay grade. There's some things that's worth taking a stand on. That one there, I'm going to back off. That's one you don't want to get involved in. All right. Libs at TikTok. We're telling him, Trump, hands off our kids, hands off women's rights. Tim McBride, the biological male who dresses up as a biological female, cover my butt, YouTube, and mocks females, biological women, and wants kids to chop off their body parts.
And we are here today because while we know that Donald Trump thinks that he can place his hands anywhere, we're telling him, hell no, hands off our Social Security.
They haven't touched Social Security. I know plenty of people older. I know people on disabilities. Nobody's had anything touched. It's the same fear-mongering Democrats have done against Republicans forever. Democrats are the ones that have screwed the Social Security system. Not the Republicans have helped fix it, but the Democrats are the ones that have absolutely screwed it.
Hands off our Medicaid. Hands off Medicare. Hands off SNAP. Hands off our kids. Hands off women's rights.
Hands off our kids. Hands off women's rights. From this person. You take that as you may. From this person. Hands off our kids. But you're all for doing lobotomies. Yeah, lobotomies. And you're all for, no, they can't eat chicken nuggets for every meal, but you can chop body parts or take puberty blockers. Yeah. And hands off women's rights? Says this person who is okay with a biological male spiking a volleyball so hard into a girl's face it paralyzes her? Putting him in combat sports? 2 biological men just played for the billiards championship in the female category. But this person's going to tell you, hands off children and women's rights? To hell?
Hands off LGBTQ rights. And we...
Sure. Sounds vaccinated. Woo, 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 woo. 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 Nice. That was good. That was right. Sounds, Jay Waterson. Oof. God dang, man. Short but sweet. Give me the chills on that. That just came right on in there, and I didn't see that coming. Very nice. Whoa. Yeah, we're moving into that part of the night, guys. All right, you're hanging on. Jay Waterson, since you're on fire tonight, be ready. Be warned. Good. Look, music. Gotta pause. Woo! Gotta watch that music. If I was just on Rumble, they understand actual fair use. Yike. I mean, I'm hoping this person didn't have something horrible happen to him, but I don't know what's going on here. But these days, usually it's because somebody's trying to be something they're not. I hope that's what it is. But shit. I don't know. Yeah, see, once again, I said the oligarchs. Now Democrats, they're trying to not support oligarchs and support them all at once. Bass backwards, guys. Pure blood. I had 2. My doctors, to do with my lung problem, they really pushed hard. I got the first one. Did we ever get the second one? I don't know. I don't know if I ever got the booster. I know we got one, and I didn't feel, no, we did get second. Didn't feel too bad. The second one made me sick as shit. I almost had to go to the hospital. My wife's boss, who's totally healthy, normal, he was out for a week. My wife felt funny. We knew people that had to go to the hospital had reactions. I was done. I was out. I said, nope, never again. I was done. My doctors did try to push it on me for a long time, but tells you a lot. When the doctors that I go to for my lung problem don't push it anymore. They'll ask, did you get the latest panda vaccine? I'm going, nope. Nope, too much crap going on with those. And I told him, I go, no, anytime the government has to insulate somebody from anything coming back on them or releasing data for 60 years, nope. That's not how it works. It's not how all my meds you have me on have dealt worked. It's not how the drug studies I've been on worked. Yeah. It's not the other vaccinations you have me on. That's not how that works. Bullshit. They don't push it anymore. They used to tell me my lungs got worse and I had to have a transplant. I would have to have those vaccines. Now they don't say that. Well, yeah, we'll talk about it then. We'll see. Maybe not. They can't even come out and say it. I love my doctors, but come out and just admit it. No dabby stabby. Hey, I'll tell you this. I did get in trouble a lot during the panda thing. With my lung problem, I've been around. I've had to learn and know about infectious illness. My wife loves it because I'm an illness savant. I'm like a divining rod. I can tell when somebody sneezes or coughs. I know right away. Oh, that's just the average thing. Oh shit, they're sick. I can hear it. I can feel it. Hear that crunchy, deep cough. I'm out of here. I'm good at it. I've had N95 masks long before panda flu. And they're telling people to walk around in shitty masks. I'm like, that'll do jack shit. If you know anything about a virus, N95s, true, not the KNs, the N95s are the only thing that any help. I'm not a doctor, but look that shit up. Those are surgical grade masks. People walk around wearing masks they knit. Masks that say on them, not medical use. That's like pissing through a screen door. That's when I knew there's some bullshit. I got kicked out of stores. Illinois gave people like me who couldn't breathe with masks on a pass. We didn't have to wear them. And I still got kicked out of like Aldi. Sorry, Aldi. It's a fact. Got kicked out. You're not wearing a mask. Like, the state says I don't have to. Too bad. You have to get out. So, yeah, that crap happened. But I knew it was bullshit. But let's get back to some happy times here, everybody. Gunther Eagleman. What the fuck is this? Democrat Party has lost their minds. He shared to lose a TikTok, but watch this shit. What the hell? What the hell is this? This music, I may have to stop. Yeah, it's music, so I can't play it, but look at this crap. What the hell is this? What the shite? I mean, okay. Okay. Let's get rid of some lyrics from Neil Young, I'll bet. I mean, you know what? I have a disability, so I can kind of give shade to other people's disabilities. What the fuck? I have to respect the wheelchair. That is some badass Tron-looking shit. But what the shit? What the shit is going on here? Whew. Ugh. I was in the hospital for a month. They bugged me all the time to get a jabby stabby. I said, what's in it? They never said, yep. Yeah, that's not like a flu vaccine. The flu vaccine's been around for decade upon decade. It went through tons of testing. Still goes through testing. That's some bitch. You can find out what's in it. You can find out how it works, everything else. When they say, just take it. But no. I've been involved in drug studies. Testing drugs. Well, told you more about the drug for a drug study. What the paper they give you tells you a lot more about what they're thinking about putting in your system. You may get this or you may get the placebo. We don't know. But they tell you more about what might be going in your system than we ever heard about the vaccine. So yeah, 100%. Name something a Democrat does better than a Republican. Insert your own joke here. They said lying. Oh, God, I was going to say projecting. All right. We're coming down a little bit of a straightaway here, folks. Okay. What the shit? Okay. I'm just going to leave that right there. I'm going to be careful because I can get myself in some troubles. But what the fuck? Sorry, I was trying to find something here. I can't remember if I can find it. No. All right, let me see if I got any more of these in my... Then we're probably going to get out of here in a little bit, guys. Oh, this is one. This is more local. Governor J.B. Pritzker wants to allow illegal immigrants to change their names or avoid ICE deportation. What's my reaction? Fire this blah, 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 blah. You can pick your own response. I said, doesn't affect his rich ass. He could care less about average citizens. I mean this with love. Kiss my ass. My wife just thinks he looks like such a mobster. He does too. Oh my God. And this, Illinoisans, is why your state is dying. It is. It's 100% a failing state. Openly known around the world as the most corrupt of all 50 states. We have some of the highest taxes. We are the only Midwest state losing population. We are like number 3, maybe 4 in the country losing population, even when you count the illegal aliens. Nice job. This is why everybody's wanting to run out of Illinois. This is why over a third of the counties want to leave Illinois and join Indiana or Iowa or Missouri and Kentucky. Oh, no. Yeah. And I don't think they should have to have okay. I think these counties should be able to just go. And if anybody says, well, you can't do that, go fuck off. Nope. If Chicago is going to overrule, I don't care what state you're in. If a city is overruling everybody in your whole state that they have zero in common with, yeah, you should be able to leave. 100%. And I will say that for you Democrats too. If you have a city that's in the middle, hey, I wouldn't try that with Houston no much. You're right in the middle of Texas. But enjoy how that works for you. But Chicago's on the edge. Bye-bye, Chicago and the counties around. You are now part of Indiana. Enjoy that, Jim. We have now donated Chicago and the counties right around it to Indiana. Enjoy. Sounds like a violation of federal immigration law. Does to me, too. Sounds like a big violation. That sounds like aiding and abetting a criminal? That's what I would say. This is one that made me kind of smile a little. Elon Musk posted this. In the UK. But UK is probably lost, guys. If I'm sure you guys do. You guys hear my chat. You are pretty up on things. The UK is pretty screwed. It really is. After learning of the deletion of 3 young British girls, Lucy Connolly wrote in the UK, mass deportation now, set fire to all the effing hotels full of the BDs for all I care. While you're at it, take the treacherous government and politicians with them. I feel physically sick knowing that these families will now have to endure. That makes me R word. So be it. After she took her dog for a walk, she returned home and deleted the post. It was visible for less than 4 hours. Despite that, she was arrested and denied bail. All this, the people, the actual citizens, less melanated citizens, legacy citizens, people there for generations of UK are being arrested for speech, for a post, while gangs of Middle Eastern immigrants are going around and interfering, let's put it that way, interfering with young UK girls. That was a big scandal that went away fast. The government and police were hiding these gangs of these recent immigrants going around and interfering with little girls and women. They were hiding it. But she will get arrested for a post. She is being jailed or until after her daughter turns 3 for a post on X. There is no free speech in Britain. J.D. Vance is right, 100%. Britain has fallen. Britain, UK, you are in deep shit. I know people over there say it is actually worse than we know. I use my VPN and watch a lot of news from over there. It is a scary damn thing. A lot of Colorado natives moved to Texas. Sad. Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's a lot of states. London has been lost for a while. 100% Jay Watterson. London, yeah, London's screwed. And this has nothing to quite to do with race, but what it has to do is with when the Christian people that have lived there for generations are the minority now, you got a problem. Yep. And I believe you only have to be native born in the UK to be their prime minister. It's like, whoop. You are asking for trouble. Per capita, they've brought in way more illegal aliens than even America has per capita. They're buried. UK, I'm not even sure they can save their country. If you watch Akkad of Sargon of Akkad and, oh, God, I forgot the other guy's name. But there's a lot of pundits over there saying the UK is lost. It's done. You can't get enough of them out now where that country is going to be changed incessantly, probably forever. And what they were is going to be gone. There's no-go zones over there. Sharia laws in some areas now. That is totally opposite of what the UK was. But yes, California transplants moving to Colorado is horrible. All right, guys, we are getting ready to... But I just thought that was a way to end. But we are going to end with two. You guys have seen them both. We're going to end with this one first. I'm sure you guys have seen it, but I love this as an ender. It's fun, fun, fun for me. I have to talk over a little bit because of the music, but I love it. I do love it, love it, love it, love it. Gotta re-energize. But this is just fun, is what this is. Let me see if I can get my headphones to reconnect. Oh, shoot. I don't know why it does that. Wireless headphones is one of the downsides. Love this. I don't know if I have to keep talking over that. Just funny. Whoosh. Now I gotta ask a question. You guys have seen this before, but who is this grabbing the bullet, do you think? Japanese anime is really hard to figure out sometimes. Do you think that's like the spirit of America? He was saved by the flag or saved by the spirit of America? What do you guys think? I mean, boy, Trump, I don't think Trump has ever looked that good. But yeah, what do you think of that? Do you think that's like the spirit of America, the United States flag, the forefathers? Oh, maybe that's the new Uncle Sam. Got the hat on. That's the Uncle Sam for the 21st century. Since we're drawing Trump as young, like Matt Tracker. Yeah, name that cartoon. 80s cartoon, Matt Tracker. Drawing him like Matt Tracker here from a certain 80s cartoon. So I think that's a spirit of America or Uncle Sam for the new millennium. But what a funny dang thing. You guys know Count Dankula. Count Dankula? Yeah, I know what Count Dankula is. Where do you see Count Dankula? Just say, that's Count Dankula? Our colors don't run, 100%. Colonel Otaku Gatekeeper. They post a lot of goofy Japanese stuff over there. Count Dankula, has he played this one? I don't know. I ran into it and I was like, I think it's funny as hell. But this one is the last one we'll do, and then we'll do a little close and chat and head on out. But this one is just goofy. This is from 2016 in Japan. 2016. So keep that in mind. And I know a couple of you guys have seen this, but what the hell? I just love closing down on some of these. Ooh, that's loud in my headphones. Is that loud with you guys? Woo! I'm going to turn that down a little just to cover. Wow. I don't know how that is in your ears, but that was loud. Oh, there you go. Thank you. Yes, Jay Watterson, he is one. Oh, the other one's Murray. God dang it. The news guy, Murray. He's the third one. Long day. I don't know if that was loud in your guys' ears, but I'm going to turn it down a little because it about blew my headphones off, and everything else hasn't been that loud in my headphones. But this is just goofy. Japan, 2016. Don't tread on Trump, 100%. But this is screwy. I do not understand the Japanese. I'll turn that down. There we go. Wow, that is loud to me. There, that's a little better. Trump elected world president? And I can't tell if they like Trump or hate him here. I think we've talked about that before. Some of you have. I can't tell if they love him or hate him. This is just weird. I mean, what is this? I mean, I don't get it. This seems like she's enamored with him and loves him. Just screwy. We have the Trump alpaca shooting things down. But then it takes a turn for the dark. She seems to be loving him like he's some fuzzy-wuzzy guy. And then it goes to this. I don't, screw the one world government. Tell you what, that's what Trump is doing right now, too. Globalism is taking a hell of a hit with all this crap Trump is doing. Which is what he's for America first. So that makes sense. That is just wrong. Trump doing this pose is wrong. There is so much wrong with that. Looks like she's dreaming of being with Donald. Yeah, but things go all military. I don't get it. Seems like she's enamored with him, then suddenly, watch this, it gets worse. Did you see? What the hell is this? They mixed this shit in. What is that? What the hell? Does she love him or not? Then he does a heart. Yeah. But then she's like, hey, and missiles. The Japanese are screwy. And then he's in a Gundam suit. I don't understand. What the hell is this? I don't watch, but this is the worst part. Boom. Trump 2016. What? I don't get it. Do you guys get this? He ends the world. Trump 2016. Wrong accident. But I went a little bit like, buy me a slushie. Sorry about that. They have weird ideas. They do. I don't get it. What is that? It's mental. Oh, I picked a long one. Oh, this is where they show the breakdown of crazy stuff. And they're saying, oh, he's making the symbol of all these other groups and stuff. Oh, my God. This is Japan. This is videos of 2020 and others supporting Trump in Japan. Look at this crap. There, stop that. That'll get me nailed. Look at this. All 47 prefectures in Japan. That's like their little states or counties. But look at this crap. That is nuts. Trump, 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 Trump. Japan loves Trump. This is crazy. So I don't know if she loves Trump or not, but this is goofy. Holy hell. Isn't that just weird? I found this just strange as hell to run into. This is the crap I run into. You're trying to do real research and you run into this. What the hell? Showing the prefectures are from. What the crap? what the hell? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I wish I could play the music, but what the shite. See, that's up there. Look at that. That is crazy shit. This is all from 2020, but all for Trump. That is crazy. The man is a cult of personality, guys. That is just nutso. But yeah, I think we're going to hippity hop out of here real soon. Let me pop me back up to semi-decent size. What do you guys think of the narrowed me? You like that a little better so you can see the screen better, the other screens? I'm cutting off a Star Trek poster, but I kind of like it. Looks pretty good. Saying they like Donald. Yeah, I know, Bunny. Isn't that just weird? I ran into that when I was looking up to get the ad back on my ex. And I was like, what? What the hell? No Trump is Godzilla. Yeah. Oh, I'm sure I can find that. I'll look up for you guys next time. See if I can find some of the other crazy Trump stuff. If you guys like that at the end. But I appreciate you all stopping over. Sorry, I always like to check, make sure my other stuff's going. Boy, it sure messes up my screen, my second screen when I do that. Trump, go, go, Godzilla. Yeah, no kidding. All right, guys, I am going to get out of here, but thank you very much. Thank you very Jay Watterson. Dude. You were on tonight. I love it. And I love seeing how you guys come in with comments showing you know what's going on. Now, if you can just share some of that, like I said, take that Nancy Pelosi video and share it out there, guys. You can find it anywhere. Just type in Nancy Pelosi 1996 speech on tariffs or on trade, and you'll find it. Share that with every lefty you know. They've got to know that Trump is only doing it to the Democrats for forever. Because right now, all these people know is the Democrats, oh God, Trump is nuts. So get out there and share it. If you haven't hit thumbs up, please do. And please share the stream anywhere if you have social media. Put it out there. Share the channel with anybody you think is interested, that likes to chit-chat. Because I love having people in here because people making good comments. I like it. I like seeing what you think. I'm here to learn, here to pay attention. Have a great night. Stay blessed. Thank you very much, Connie. Jay Watterson, thank you. Jim, dude. Maybe stay away from the Budweiser Clydesdales for a little bit. How about that? Oh, were you drinking too much Bud Light and hanging out with you-know-who? All right, Jim, take care of yourself. And lurkers in the background, thank you very much. Take care. And to you on Rumble, have a good one. And I will not be doing another stream tonight. It will be tomorrow. And we'll talk later. Have a good night, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you're at. By the way, one last thing. What's going on in the background over here? What do you think that's from? That's some of you know. All right. Talk to you later, everybody. And be safe out there. Once again, make sure you share with people who doubt, people who don't know. Share facts. Go watch the rest of that Piers Morgan video, guys. You'll love it. You're going to be going, jerk. Then you'll look at some of the others and go, yeah. So go check out Piers Morgan Uncensored, all right? Talk to you later. And anybody else interested in stuff like this, go check out D-Day Cobra. Right now, I believe he's still live.